And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Oh, yes, we're blessed and highly favored here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you become more street smart, helping you be more street smart as a consumer, you know, out there with all these different decisions. You got commission breath coming at you, all the different angles. We help you sort through a lot of that nonsense out there in the mainstream media and, you know, stuff you see out there. We're going to get you the truth and help you understand your buying decisions, make you more street smart. ConsumerQB.com is the website, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, including in studio with us, Dr. Scott Anderson, Share the Love Charities, Inc., and Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa Bay. We're going to talk with him here as well, America's Health Crisis and more. Second half, we got Fred Defelice. He is our water quality expert. 10 mind-blowing things you never knew about water. So kind of interesting. Top 10 today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We might get into some real estate stats. As you know, we like to talk a little bit about the real estate market here in Tampa Bay, help you understand the real estate market stats, what's the fluidity, what is the absorption rates, things of that nature. We'll talk about that later on today's program as well. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into it. But first, Thursday, July 3rd, 6 o'clock, we're going to be over at Crown and Bull over in Dunedin, Florida. That's our restaurant partner for this party coming up, David. And Crown and Bull, a lot of fun, man. Good time. Independence Day theme.
Yes, it is. You can wear your red, white, or blue gear that day. So it's going to be a Thursday, day before 4th of July. Actually, 4th of July is on a Friday this year, huh?
Yeah. 4th of July weekend, starting off Thursday, July 3rd, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull. Yeah. Come on over. We're going to provide the food, excellent food there. You got bars. You can service yourself there at the bar or have waitress, and it's gonna be a good time, man. So come on out and join us for that.
319 Main Street, downtown Dunedin, right in the heart.
Yeah, love it. All right, 3308 Landing Place, another new listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Great opportunity to buy. This one's 3-bedroom plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, lovely Palm Harbor home. It's 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. You're just over a third of an acre of land. A master bedroom is on the ground level. You have a private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina, boat slips, and ramp to Lake Tarpon, gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. And it's cool. It's the lifestyle. You're cruising down to the Tarpon Turtle on the weekends or a weeknight for dinner. It's the lifestyle here. It's a lot of fun. You're skiing on the lake. Great time to be had at 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. Beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team. 221 Howard Drive, another great listing here. This one's over on Bel Air Beach. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,500 square foot single-family home. Exclusive Bel Air Beach location. Gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances. Saltwater pool. 100 linear feet of water frontage. And you are just one block to beach access, where you will see the beautiful sugar sand beaches of Pinellas County, the dolphin-filled waters of beautiful Bel Air Beach. 221 Howard Drive. You can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Check us all out at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Made in America. Dr. Scott Anderson back in studio. Yes, sir.
Doing great. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Blessed and highly favored, brother.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, man. Staying busy and, working hard. We got that abundance mentality around here. Just seeing a lot of calls from the show, and it's real blessed to be where we're at, man.
Yeah, things are going well. I like the new vibe that's going on in America, so I'm trying to ride it out.
That's right.
See how far we can go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's gonna be peace and prosperity. Number of jobs has increased. The number of private sector jobs. More importantly, I think it was around 139,000 last month. I got a note somewhere around there. I'll find it for sure.
Inflation is almost stagnant, meaning it hasn't gone up. You've got consumer
confidence
is way up. I mean, things are good.
Yeah, the
Things
prices actually are not. CPI's down.
The doom and gloom that the tariffs were going to destroy the world and end it in 20 days, that was all BS as usual. So it is what it is.
Well, did you hear this one?
And for those of you that want to know the tariffs, you've been hearing about tariffs, we're taking in almost $2 billion a day in tariffs. $2 billion a day. And we're doing very well.
Okay, applaud now.
Yeah. $2 billion a day. Yeah,
man.
But it's awesome. I mean, we got to clean up some of the trash in this country, and that's the liberals with the rioting and all the garbage. They just don't want to see this country succeed and be happy and be united. They're doing everything and anything. They're literally paying people to go out there and create anarchy and destruction in our country. It's just vile.
I hope they can find the money, trace the money and get them.
I think it's pretty easy to. I mean, that's where all that money laundering from Ukraine was going into funding stuff like this. There's 3 NGOs that they located that they know is funding this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if they'll doge it a little bit, they'll get to the underlying. It's going to be Maxine Waters or one of them goofballs, AOC or something. One of the nutty liberals,
Schiff.
In there.
Well, Schiff and the House.
All of them.
They're
Senate, the whole
Chuck.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like a soap opera watching Congress. It's really something. It's a shame.
Comrade Chuck.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I hate to see him, hurting the cops and things they're doing. It's just terrible. That's why so many cops and police moved to Florida.
Yeah. It's insane that that's even happening, and people are defending it. It's just it just goes to show you how much propaganda brainwashes people into oblivion.
That's true.
It's a shame.
The propaganda machine on the left.
Come on, Democrats, you can do better.
Yeah, they need to do better. I mean, these are 90-10 issues, a lot of these 80-20, 90-10 issues.
Join the side of the righteous. It's not so bad being a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I guarantee you'll like it.
Yeah, it's hey, look, we respect your right to say things. We respect your right to do things within reason.
Sure.
But
we just need Constitution, rule of law, and
that's right.
and sound mind and body.
Yeah,
that's our only requirements. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's true. But it's bubbling up, and you got your traditional big cities, right? Your
Absolutely.
Chicago's, your New York's, your LA's,
all the Democrat,
Austin, Texas
extremists. Yeah.
Yeah. So sanctuary cities, what can we do about them? I mean, that's the thing,
well,
right?
It's an ideology. We continue to let them fail, and they'll be their worst advertisement. You know what I mean? You just let Gavin Newsom self-destruct. That's the problem with mental illness is it creates self-destruction. So if you allow people that are mentally unhinged and evil in nature, they're going to self-destruct.
Right.
They're going to eat each other. They're going to destroy each other.
Right.
So sometimes you have to step back and let them do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we're talking with Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Share the Love Charities, Inc., Addiction Recovery Care, Tampa, sharethelovecharities.org, and arcoftampabay.com. Mm-hmm. And I know today you wanted to get into a little bit about the folks that you're helping here locally, and also just continuing a little bit around the mental health challenges.
Yeah, I have been on the front lines of the mental health crisis here in America, and part of that is the physical health as well. And it's June is Men's Mental Health and Health Month. So I wanted to address some of the health issues as well. And right now, the U.S. health is declining. I mean, America's in a health crisis currently.
Yeah.
You're looking at 74% of adults are obese or overweight. 50% of children are obese or overweight.
Jeez.
77% of military-age men are unqualified for or unfit to serve in the military. That's unheard of in our history. 50% of adults have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes.
Wow.
That's 50% of adults. That's That's unheard of. 30% of teens have are pre-diabetic. 30%. 18% of them have a fatty liver. disorder, which is common in people with addiction, with alcoholism, end-stage alcoholism. So to have an 18-year-old with already having fatty liver, and I'm going to get to what's causing this, 25% of women are on antidepressants, which means 75 are undiagnosed. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, that's my personal opinion. It's not my clinical
You get me in trouble.
opinion.
Wait, we need the disclaimer. The
that's just
Consumer Quarterback Show has nothing to do with that comment.
That's just humor for those of you out there. 40% of 18-year-olds have a mental health disorder, a diagnosable mental health disorder.
Where are these
currently.
stats coming from, by the way?
All different.
Like
I did a
healthcare.gov
meta-analysis of,
Yep.
you can go into SAMHSA, you can go into the government websites. I just gathered them all. A quick Google search, and you can find these all over the place. These are low-hanging fruit in terms of statistics, so you just Google away at them. Cancer in young adults is up 80%. For the first time ever in our human history, estimating 2 million cases in the next several years. 2 million cases. That, again, these are all unheard of, unprecedented stats.
I just saw one of the videos, too, about the sunburn, the spray for sunburn, all full of chemicals, and we're spraying it on our bodies like it's something.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to get into. That's why I'm covering the nutritional part, and I'm going to let people know what causes all these health issues. It's one culprit, believe it or not. So I'm going to identify it and then give you kind of, the lowdown on what to do. We have the highest infant mortality rate in the developed world currently, the United States. Infertility has been going up 1% per year. Again, these statistics are, if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. I'd be like, oh, somebody's making this up. This is doom and gloom and propaganda. These are actual, very peer-reviewed studies and stats. Substance abuse affects almost 7 in 10 Americans. Substance abuse, not dependence. Substance abuse affects 7 out of 10. People in the United States. So those are the stats. It's a very bad state of being. And obviously that relates to mental health issues as a result. But what is the culprit? What's causing the health crisis? And I can tell you
Hillary Clinton.
That Donald Trump. Donald Trump did it, right? If you ask the Democrats. It's a metabolic dysfunction. All disorders, physical, are primarily, and I preface the word primarily, are the cause of health problems. It's called metabolic dysfunction or metabolic syndrome. Essentially, there's some other factors too. You have genetic, you've got lifestyle, you got environmental factor or exposure. But for the most part, it's primarily metabolic dysfunction. And obviously, a lot of people are like, what the heck is that? Well, it's basically metabolic disorder occurs when there's an abnormal chemical reaction that disrupts the body's metabolism. And what this means is this in turn affects how well the body can convert large molecules, what we call nutrition, into energy, which is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Again, not that necessary. But basically how you convert nutrients into energy and process it and utilize it effectively to run the machine, to run yourself. So it would be like the gas you're putting into your car. If you put really bad gas in, your car will still run, but not very well. And if you run bad gas in it too long, it's going to break down. And it's going to be permanently damaged if you run the wrong gas in it for too long. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So here's I'll give you kind of how it manifests itself. The causes or the most affected areas with metabolic disorder are organ dysfunction. That's very common. Increased chronic diseases. And that's usually because there's immune system breakdowns. Developmental issues in children, especially in cognitive and physical development. Hormonal imbalances. And again, all of those manifest themselves as increased risk of chronic disease. The most common symptoms, and this is how they manifest themselves, and if you have these symptoms, it's very likely you have like most people, a metabolic issue. One is fatigue, weight gain or loss. You have skin changes, digestive issues. That's a huge one. High blood pressure, high blood sugar. That's another big one. Prediabetes and abnormal cholesterol. Again,
question for you, or
yes.
something interesting here. So this kind of goes right along with what happened this week with Kennedy when he removed all the CDC vaccine panel experts.
Yes.
And then the U.S. Health Secretary chose to, quote, retire. Member of committee that makes significant decisions.
Does he happen to be moving to a different country doesn't expedite?
Right, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, right? So they looked at it and said, hey, all of these people are in the system. They're going from the government entity to private sector and back and forth. We've seen and heard those stories all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's attributing a lot of what you're getting to there, too.
Yeah. It's the healthcare system is an abomination. It's just an abomination. I use insurance companies, obviously, for facilitation of treatment to patients that I have. Unfortunately, I'll give you an example. Bright Health. I facilitate treatment for two clients of theirs. And then they have you go to a portal, and then you have to fill out a bunch of information, which is nearly impossible unless you've developed the software. And then you have to submit that, and then maybe in 4 or 5 weeks they'll approve it and then pay you another couple weeks later. So I did this, and I've done this for a long time, so I put in everything. And I called them up because I didn't hear from them. And sure enough, they're like, oh, the claim is denied. And I'm like, well, why is it denied? I filled everything out. I provided the service, et cetera, et cetera. And they said, oh, well, we didn't get the authorization is for the year. I'm like, first of all, it's already pre-authorized. I don't have to get the authorization. You sent me the authorization.
Right.
So they put up all these barriers and obstacles. They want to make it's so hard that I have to spend 30 hours to get $100.
It's terrible.
So that's the corruption that we're dealing with.
It really is, and that's a real life example. Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Quick break, right back. More with Dr. Scott. ShareTheLoveCharities.org, ARCofTampaBay.com, online at ConsumerQB.com as well. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast.
Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our No Money Down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20-plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back in studio with Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Love helping you win real estate deals, buying, selling, investing, and refinancing. We would love to talk to you. And we always feature our listings on air. Our strategy works. It helps our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of your real estate listings. 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity to buy a beautiful pool home. You got the pool spa package there. You have a fireplace in the living room. Nice kitchen, lighter color kitchen cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage at 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, Tarpon Springs. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Dr. Scott Anderson, final thoughts. Back to you. Kind of bring this all together for us, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to tell you who the culprit is for this metabolic disorder, which is basically the cause of all of our health issues going on. It's sugar.
Okay.
It's primarily sugar.
Right.
You have preservatives in there. You've got carcinogens, the good old carcinogens. They've been around. But sugar is primarily our biggest,
Processed
the indulgence and the overconsumption of sugar. Sugar's in everything, and everything they make nowadays. So there's hard to find organic, natural foods anymore that haven't been tainted by the FDA and these food producers. They want to put sugar in there. Again, it's big business.
That high fructose corn syrup.
Well,
too.
there's, again, it has, sugars have many monikins, which is names for. You've got high fructose corn syrup. You've got dextrose. You've got, sorbitol, raw sugar. It's all
aspartame.
Just different names.
Then they try to get you a synthetic, like an aspartame or whatever. That's terrible,
it's
too.
Even worse for you because it's all chemicals. That's the
Yeah.
preservatives that I'm referring to and the carcinogens. So it's in everything. I mean, just spaghetti sauce. You've got salad dressings or orange juice, processed cereal. One bowl of cereal and you're already over your limit for sugars.
Wow.
And fat-free, that's a joke. Because fat-free, basically they're taking the fat out, what makes it taste good. And in order to compensate for the terrible taste, what do? They add 3 times the sugar. So, you're getting fat-free, but it's 3 times the sugar in it. So
terrible.
It's even worse for you than the original one. And then finally, not all calories are created equal. 160 calories of almonds versus 160 calories of soda. With almonds, there's fiber built into it, so it's going to slow digestion and lower blood sugar, keep it stable. Whereas if you take soda, it's going to go right to the liver to be processed, and then it's going to go and be converted immediately into fat. That's one of the reasons, too. 30% of morbid obesity in children is caused directly simply from soda use.
Terrible.
Absolutely.
That's one of the worst.
And sugar's a drug. In the ventral tegmental area in the brain, where the same areas that cocaine are stimulated in, sugar is 8 times more addicting than cocaine.
Wow. Dr. Scott Anderson, check him out on his YouTube channel as well. Website ARC of Tampa Bay. That's Addiction Recovery of Care of Tampa. That's ARC of TampaBay.com. Dr. Scott Anderson, longtime friend of the show. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Hit him up on the YouTube. Find him there. Also, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors on our website, consumerqb.com. Coming up, Fred Defelice Water quality is his game. We're going to talk with him. 10 mind-blowing things you never knew about water coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
You know, we appreciate you. Thanks so much for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, supporting the show, supporting all of our expert contributors, shopping local, working with the local economy here. It really does mean a lot, and it kind of helps out a lot of people here in Tampa Bay. We got Fred Defelice joining us back here in the studio. Waterscience.us. We were going to have the double Fred show, Fred, but Fred Muth couldn't make it. He's under the weather. Thoughts and prayers for our good buddy, Fred Muth out there. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. But we're going to jump into it today. Just a quick listing here. We always feature our listings live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate properties. Our strategy works. It helps us sell our listings faster for more money with less headaches. Lexington condo, or townhouse. I love this 2547 Lexington Oak Drive. This one's in Brandon. It's got to be the best price unit in the entire area. This one's 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1-car garage, 1917 square foot, new flooring, fresh carpet throughout. You have remodeled en-suites, level 2 EV charger in the garage. You have a oversized community pool, gorgeous unit here as well at 2547 Lexington Oak Drive, Brandon, Florida. Another one of our beautiful real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we're back on market as well with our other property on Winfield. It's 1758 Winfield Circle, Clearwater. This one is 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, 2746 square feet, over a third of an acre lot, lush landscaping. Gorgeous property, fenced-in backyard, private pool, open air pool, no HOA, no flood insurance required per the owner. 6 miles from Clearwater Beach. Great opportunity at 1758 Winfield Circle, Clearwater, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, stop by our website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. Quick shout out to our friend over at Brio Tuscan Grill, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance, very friendly waitstaff. Live music now. They've got their calendar of events on their website. They've got live music on the rooftop. Pronto lunch as well, $12.95 menu items, flatbreads, pastas, salads, all types of great stuff there. You got a burger on that list as well. Great opportunity to buy an excellent meal over there. Go have a great meal over. Say hello to Chef Oscar and Gabriel, the general manager. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, coming up as well with Fred. He's our water quality expert contributor, Fred Defelice. 10 mind-blowing things you never knew about water coming up. So you've been in water, you said, you're pretty much your whole life.
Right.
And I think the punchline was with your wife, mostly hot water.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those that know my wife, David knows how true that is.
Oh boy.
But 55 years, I figure I might as well keep her at this point.
Yeah. You got to. That's congratulations on that, man. 5 decades, double nickel there.
Yep.
I like that. Good stuff, man. You don't see that as much often these days, kind of shout out to the old timers. You have, you've got the tradition, you've got that conservative mindset of, it used to be you start talking about a divorce or you start talking about a split up. They said, no, you're not, that's not happening.
That's right.
You can't. Sorry, you don't do that. Right. That's even in some of the country songs. I think it was, what was her name? She says, Miranda Lambert, something about the only way of, working your problems out is staying together or something. It's to work your problems out, But congratulations, 55 years, man.
Yeah, she is so good. I mean, to put up with me, and we've been through a lot, but she was there.
That's right.
A lot of times I say, you've always been there. I think you're bad luck, for God's sake.
Uh-oh. I see where that hot water's coming into play. That hot water. Yeah, it's the grand design. The creator designed us this way, and it's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of compromise. It's a lot of learning to not be selfish, and I think that's part of the plan. That's part of
we're both from the old school, and you know where your roles are kind of defined, I'd say.
Yep.
And that's all different today.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
There's a little struggle going on with that.
Yeah, there's some of that. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. There's a lot of wisdom there, as they say. Yeah. I think that's what some people get wrong. They misunderstand and misconstrue intelligence versus wisdom.
Correct.
You see that, and it's so much that's why Charlie Kirk wrote the book College Scam, because so many kids are going to college, they're not learning things that will contribute. They're learning, maybe, and it's specifically for doctors, lawyers. You can always go that way. Accountant, you can have that argument. Engineers, you got to learn that stuff. You got to build a bridge. You got to be able to fly a plane, build skyscrapers. But the stuff that's wisdom is often neglected by those same people.
Yep.
I think is the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about water, man. 10 mind-blowing things you never knew about water. Producer Todd pulled this up for us. Water's everywhere, which we really think about. So it kind of goes into it. Number 10, New York City water has tiny crustaceans in it. New York City water. Over 8 million people live in New York City, and you have this assume that most of them are making use of the city's water supply each day. There's a good chance that none of them know what's in there that has tiny crustaceans living in it. Now, let's give credit to this article here. This is Top 10s with a Z. This is not me saying that, but so don't sue me because I'm just reading a story off 10 mind-blowing things you never knew about the water. And this is from Ian Fortney, September 27th.
You think the crustaceans is why the pizza and the bagels are so good?
Hey, you're getting a little extra seafood. You didn't even have to pay for it. All right, cornfields sweat as much. I don't know. The way these things print out, you can't hardly read them. All right, a drop of water may stay in the ocean for 3,000 years. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Number 7, it takes 90 days for a drop of water to travel the Mississippi River. So I guess that's the pace of the flow.
Yeah.
Volcanoes can dump millions of gallons of water into the atmosphere. So
vapor.
So it's got to be the humidity that develops there.
Yeah, water's not something usually associated with volcanoes. When they blow, it's smoke and ash, but dangerously hot lava that spews forth. Seems like water would have no chance in such an environment, but that's not true. In fact, massive amounts of water vapor are released when volcanoes erupt.
There you go.
Yeah, the massive clouds seen above volcanoes. All right, groundwater far outstrips glaciers as water reservoirs on Earth. So there's a lot more groundwater than most people think. Think about the core of the Earth and how it's designed. Atmospheric rivers move as much as 7 to 15 times as much water as the Mississippi River. So atmospheric rivers are showing these clouds as, I guess, the atmospheric rivers. Yeah. The atmosphere contains more fresh water than all rivers on Earth combined.
Exactly.
Wow. Interesting. Supersonic ice is a fourth phase of water. Super ionic ice. And then number 1, there are 326 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. And that's not President Biden saying that. That's this article saying that. Million trillion.
Does it tell you, though, that's mostly salt water?
Okay, yeah.
It is.
So where are we at on planet Earth now with desalinization? I mean, has that technology moved forward much?
Well, it's the same technology they've had. Desalinization plant, believe it or not, is a giant reverse osmosis system.
Got it.
And that's what it is. There's many, many cartridges, and they're 20, 30 feet long, some of them, and the water's pumped through there under great pressure, and that's how all the good water can pass through and the bad gets rejected. So your reverse osmosis that you have under your sink at home can actually waste easily 5 gallons of water for every gallon you get to drink.
Wow.
So if you're taking salt water now and getting rid of that, getting rid of all the salt, to get some fresh water out of it, you're dumping a lot of wastewater right back into the bay.
Wow.
Or into the ocean.
Yeah, so it's inefficient and it's not cost effective.
But in some places, it's all they have.
Right.
Parts of California, parts of
Hawaii, probably.
I'm not sure about Hawaii. I wouldn't.
Seems like it might be because you're on an island out there in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your company, Fred, because over the years you found, we were going to do a top 10 on water too, but you could also do a top 10 on things found in the water that you might not know.
Right.
And I know you can probably do that one off the top of your head. What's in our water?
Well, one of the biggest things to worry about is the microplastic particles. We've talked about that before. The other thing is the forever chemicals. When you fertilize your lawn and it rains and that runs off, it winds up in our waterways, and that's where we get our water. And, of course, the other thing is the amount of pharmaceutical drugs. I think Scott that was on before was talking about that.
Yeah,
maybe
pharmaceutical
he wasn't.
drugs, yeah.
But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the water, and unfortunately, we're getting most of our water from rivers, aquifers, so there's chance for a lot of contamination.
Right. Well, we know what's not in the water now. At least, hopefully, whatever date they set going forward, July 1st.
Well, July 1st, but I forget. I think it may be Hillsborough. They'd be ending it sooner because they were running out and they weren't going to buy it just to put it in for 2 days.
So it's fluoride.
So it's already out, the fluoride.
So fluoride is out.
Yeah.
You've been saying it for years.
We've been talking about this for
maybe decades.
18 years that I know of for certain. I think that's when I first learned about it.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've met with county commissioners. I've met with SwiftMud. And, it's like talking to the wall.
Yeah, it is. In a lot of cases, yeah.
So the average water company like Hillsborough, Pinellas, they will be saving $200,000 a year right now.
All right, so we're going to get a check back?
By not buying the fluoride.
We're getting a check back?
Yeah.
Each individual taxpayer, what is that going to save us? Give me my check.
Yeah.
I like it.
And even bottled water now, I was looking it up. I think it's one of the Publix brands. They're actually adding fluoride to the bottled water.
Huh.
So
what the heck is going on?
Most bottled water is reverse osmosis.
Right.
So it's very acidic to begin with.
Right.
Some companies add minerals to it. And now what I read, Publix is also adding the fluoride.
So your whole house system, no salt system, it actually, we were talking one day and you were telling me that it actually has the opposite of that, right? It's on the other side. It's on the side of basic, and it actually has hydrogen in it. Is that right?
Our under-sink system, also makes the water hydrogen. So it's an alkaline cartridge married up with one of our filtration cartridges. So it's adding minerals, or it's boosting up the minerals that are already there.
Yeah.
But it has an electrical charge built into it, and it actually makes the water hydrogen.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great. So you have a great system there. What was it? The water quality?
High quality H2O.
Okay. All right. So the great movie by Adam Sandler there. So if you just joined us, by the way, Fred Defelice, no salt, whole house water purification systems, waterscience.us. Waterscience.us is Fred Defelice in studio with us, longtime friend of the show. First-hand experience, he's first class service, first class company. Did a great job on our home, and you do it on the outside of the home, and you can also have a special filter for underneath the sink.
Right.
And I love it. It's low maintenance too. It's like once every 4 or 5 years.
Well, the whole house system is every 5 years.
Yeah.
We also have tankless systems for mobile homes and condos, and they're smaller.
Yep.
They require maintenance every 3 years. But our under-sink systems, we're looking at between 18 and 24 months before you have to do service on those.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, I want to talk a little bit about China because it's interesting if you look at where China's at. I want to play this quick clip because I'm wondering how much of the materials are coming from China. Each industry, not particularly your industry, but just generally speaking here, this was an interesting stat that stood out to me. this week as I was listening to one of the podcasts.
Look at global manufacturing market share. In 2000, the U.S. had over 25%. China had about 7%.
When they came in, when they had finished coming into the World Trade Organization and most favored nation, we were over 20 and they were at 7.
We were over 25. They were at 7. Today, entering into the current administration, that had fallen from 25 plus to under 15, with the trend showing by 2028, absent what this administration does, it would fall down to about 11%.
Wow.
So that's so frustrating, right? So just 25 years ago, market share, global manufacturing, the United States was at 25%. Right. And then today it's under 15. If we continued with any of Trump's policies, MAGA policies, it would project it to be at 11% by the end of 2028. But we're changing all that. You know, we're onshoring, we're bringing manufacturing back. You see all the money being reinvested back in the United States. Trump had a quote the other day: $2 billion a day in tariff money coming back into the United States. What's your thoughts in general about that, Fred?
Well, the tariffs is, it can be very confusing. But, I understood right from the beginning this was a way of negotiating.
Yes.
And you had to do it,
yes.
And people don't understand that, and they get all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the long haul. I'm looking
That's right.
down the line.
Yep.
And it's all going to work out.
Yes.
A lot of water treatment equipment is made in China.
Is it?
All your water softeners are made in China.
Mm.
The media for water softeners is made there. I mean, it's everything.
We got to get it back. We got to get it back in America. All of our pharmaceuticals, all of our defense equipment, all of our machinery. We got to start making it back at home, and I think we're going to be doing that. Quick break, right back. More with Fred Defelice. Waterscience.us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Longtime friend of the program, and another great example of local area business owner and all of the different niche areas that we help you as a consumer advocate here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back. Follow us online at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show, and please subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channel. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County for all of your estate sale needs. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Reach out to Jennifer. Tell her you heard about her here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. And stop by their store, the Blue Moon Store, at 1479 South Belcher in Largo. 1479 South Belcher in Largo. And that's BlueMoonEstateSales.com. SJ Movers and Junk Removal, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. 727-717-0846 for all your moving and junk removal. 727-717-0846. SJ Movers and Junk Removal. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with Fred Defelice, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, waterscience.us. He can hook you up with an awesome water system, filtration system on your home, and it's very affordable. I mean, it's something like $1 a day or something like that, Fred. I mean, we've talked about that. You got specials.
There's all kinds of financing. And,
yeah.
We're also doing rental and lease-to-own options.
Nice. Yeah.
We want to make it available for people.
Yeah, because water is such a key element in your home. It's about the air quality, it's about the water quality, the food quality today. So we have to, look out for ourselves. We found out big government is not going to do it for you, even though Kennedy's in there, changing things up, firing the whole CDC board. I was so glad to hear that 16 of them resigned, I guess I should say. But the health side of the Quarterback Show is a growing area. I love that because we've got Martine Gramatica also helping you with your scans. If you want to get a health scan, you can get that to make sure you don't have cancers growing in your midsection of your body. But a lot of ways we help you here. By the way, did you know Florida's economy added 430,800 jobs in early 2025? That's the latest numbers from the state. Private sector job growth outpaced the national rate, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics said. So that's out of Florida Realtor Magazine. Wow. So yeah, we're in a good place here. We're in Tampa Bay. We're in Florida. We've got the absence of a state income tax. We still have our challenges, no doubt, insurance-wise, things of that nature, condos, some of those areas. But buying, selling, investing, it's a great time to get into the game. We would love to help you if you are doing that. A couple of quick stats just to kind of let you know about, when you look at the real estate market, some of the stats that jump out to me are active listings. Right now, active listings, this is combined for Tampa Bay area. This is Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco. We have 1,100. I'm sorry, just let's call it 12,000. You got 11,943. 12,000 new listings in May of 2025. That's 3 counties combined. 12,000 listings, brand new listings. That's up 32.9%. Okay, year over year. So you're up 33% year over year active listings. So when buyers have more options, that means that they're able to negotiate. They can ask for seller concessions. They can make deals. They can get concessions on closing costs, prepaids, and they can also negotiate a deal on the price as well. You're looking at better terms, maybe delayed closings, post occupancies. There's a lot of things you can do, but that's a number that stuck out at me. The other number that's on it kind of interesting is you have the month supply of inventory, 3.5% combined. So between Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, you're at 3.5 months supply. That is up 45%. So more inventory, more days on market, and it's still a seller's market, though. So it's still a good place to live, work, and play. Final thought, back to you, Fred Defelice, Water Science.
Well, we have a real simple process for people to get to know about what we do. And generally it starts with a phone call. I ask you a few questions, find out how big your house is, how many bathrooms, how many people. We manufacture all the different sizes, so we tailor make the one that you need for your home. And basically tell you the price. I may ask you to send a photo of the plumbing somewhere or something like that. So, and then we'll come out, test the water, show you everything, test your plumbing. We're really big on flushing your water heater for you.
Yeah.
That's so important. We train you how to do that.
That's awesome.
And if you can't, we'll come and do it.
Yeah.
So that's about it. They can check the website. We got a new website coming out soon. but it's www.waterscience.us. And they can reach me. Email is fred@waterscience.us.
Waterscience.us. Call the hotline too, 813-917-1894. Text the word water. Call 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch. Fred Defelice, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
So great to be here always, man.
Yeah, man. Pleasure having you. Dr. Scott Anderson also on the front end. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you so much for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our local area business owners, all of the absolute best businesses associated here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.